Hey guys, welcome back to the TSF training channel. This video we're going to be focusing on day 2 of the Kettlebell and Bodyweight training program. This program is available for purchase from our website. I will put the link in the description below. It's a one-off easy payment of $19.95 and then is yours forever. You do not have to pay a single cent after that. So the content is yours to do with what you wish. Now, today's focus is going to be on some static and dynamic movements. We're going to be doing some reverse lunges, some single leg deadlifts. We're going to be focusing on hip mobility with some hip aeroplanes. And we're going to also be working on pushing strength, pressing strength, as well as finishing off on some core work. So as per usual, before we begin any program, we're going to do a very basic warm-up to prepare the body for the work that we are about to undertake. Before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow the page, make sure you don't miss out on any videos that we release.
Righto, let's make a start on this warm-up. 10 arm swings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So make your way over to the wall or a chair or whatever you can balance on, and we'll start our leg swings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now facing the wall or the chair, we'll go side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Swapping legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then side to side for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right, now we're going to move into our squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, moving on to our push-ups next. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to lie straight down on the ground now for our thoracic rotations. 1, 2, 3. Nice light stretch. 4, 5, 6, 7, not pushing through any pain or discomfort. 8, 9, one more, and 10. Okay, that's the end of round 1. Let's set up for the second round of this warm-up.
Forgot where I was at then. That's why it's super important to write these things down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then back the other way.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Onto our leg swings. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're going to go front to back. 1. Now we're just working within ranges that are accessible to you. Don't need to push it too far when we're doing our warm-up. Swap sides. Now obviously I have a stall bar here that I can hold on to, but if you don't have something like this, a wall or a chair or anything you can balance on will be acceptable. All we're trying to do is make sure we don't fall over. Okay, on to 10 squats. I'll do these ones from the side this time so you guys can see. So feet a little bit wider than shoulder width with your toes pointed outwards. Descending down into a squat and just working within the range that's accessible to you. So if you can't quite hit full depth, that's fine. Just go as far as you can go. But remembering to try and keep the torso vertical. Try not to let the chest drop as you perform your squat. Ten reps onto the push-ups. If you can't do full push-ups on the palms of your hands with your legs straight out in a plank position, you can do them on the knees. So I'll show you what that looks like. When you're doing them on your knees, you want to have your wrist a little bit in front of your shoulders. That way, when you descend down into the push-up, your elbow will end up on top of your wrist. And then push back. Cool, and then lying thoracic rotations. So lying down, arms out nice and wide. Bring one arm close to the chest. Lightly move your leg over to the other side. Don't want to cause any strain here. Again, just moving through comfortable ranges. And 10. Should get a nice stretch through the chest on those. And it should loosen up the back quite nice for you too. All right, round 3, back to our arm swings. So 10 forwards and 10 backwards. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then backwards. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Moving on to our leg swings. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we will do 10 to the side. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like this warm-up. It's quite a nice way to ease the body into the work that we're about to do without getting too complicated. Remember, warm-ups don't need to be complicated. We just need to prepare the body for the work that we're about to do. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Back to our squats, 10 squats. Remember, feet shoulder width apart, toes turned slightly out. Starting to feel nice and warm now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The body should be starting to move nice and freely now. Back to our push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, lying thoracic rotations. See, this is why I write down on the board, or keep your PDF printout in front of you so you don't get lost and you know what you're doing. 9, and 10. All right. Now we're on to the final round of our warm-up. Back to arm swings. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Onto our leg swings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Onto the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Onto our squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last movement. Seven, 8, 9, the last one, 10. Awesome. Right, now that the warm-up is done, we're going to get into the main part of the workout. Our first movement is going to be a reverse lunge. So we're going to use one kettlebell for that. We're going to hold it in a similar fashion to how we would hold our goblet squat. So we're going to cup the kettlebell underneath while we perform the reverse kettlebell lunge. So I'm going to grab my kettlebell. I'm going to set it up in between my legs. Okay, always make sure the weight is nice and central when you pick it up. Make sure to maintain tension through the back, a nice straight back. Hinge at the hips, so push the hips back, and then we're going to bend our knees to lower ourselves to the kettlebell. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to cup it underneath and hold the kettlebell nice and close to my chest to keep the weight nice and central and to keep me nice and balanced. So we have got 10 reps per leg for this reverse kettlebell lunge. All right, so let's get ready to start our first set. Here we go. I'm going to step back with my right leg first. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, keep the chest nice and tall and make sure the front foot stays flat on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, grab the handle, control the kettlebell to the ground, keep the back nice and straight while you do so. All right, I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes. That's one set. So I'm going to mark that off on the board. Now I always find writing my workout up on a board helps me stay accountable throughout the session. It's very easy to forget where you're at during a workout, so this keeps me on track and stops me from forgetting where I'm at. For you guys though, if you've purchased the program, you'll be able to print that PDF file out and you'll be able to mark your sets and your working weights on the paper that you've downloaded. Remembering this workout, you can adjust it to suit whatever goal you have in mind. If you want to build some muscle, you want to have a calorie surplus of about 450 to 500 calories a day. If you're trying to lose weight, you want to have the opposite. So you want to have a deficit of about 450 to 500 calories a day. Now, consistently over time, that should lose you about half a kilo of fat per week. It doesn't quite work the same with muscle, but with enough consistency, over time you will put muscle on with this program. Okay, we've got 30 seconds before we hit set 2. I'll do this one front on so you guys can see. All right, we got 10 seconds. Okay, so picking the kettlebell up from the center, cupping underneath and holding nice and close to your chest. Okay, let's go. Right leg back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drive up off that front leg. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, swapping legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feet together at the top. 5. Standing nice and tall. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grabbing the handle, lowering the bell to the ground. Set my clock again for 2 minutes. 2 minutes rest. If you're just joining in on this video, remember this is day 2. Head over to our page, to our channel, and check out day 1. And also day 3 should be on there somewhere as well. I like the reverse lunge. It's a nice safe way to do some leg work, and also if you don't have a lot of space, you can't do any walking lunges, then this is perfect. You only need about 2 square meters. All the time focusing on driving up off that front leg. The back leg goes out for balance. You can push off the balls of your feet, but really that focus wants to be on squeezing the glute and then the quad, and then driving up off that front leg while maintaining full foot contact with the floor. So just be mindful if your foot rolls out or in, you want to try and grab the floor with your foot or your toes. So pull the toes back, create a nice, strong, stable position in that front foot, and then that'll prevent the foot from rolling either side. That'll keep the knee, should keep the knee in line with the toes, or anyway, that should be your focus, keeping the knee in line with the toes, and then you can drive up off that front leg. All right, we got 30 seconds rest left to go. If you've got more than one kettlebell, you could hold 2 kettlebells, so one either side, for added weight, added work, and then you can use the same form, step back into your lunge position. All right, 10 seconds, let's go. Bringing that kettlebell to chest, and we're going to step back with the left leg. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Swap legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Okay, hit the timer, 2 minutes rest, mark that off. We got one more set. Okay, coming up to our last set for reverse lunges. Use this time to have a drink, get your breath back, get ready to go again. If you don't already follow us on our Instagram page, head over for all things training. We generally focus on kettlebell movements, bodyweight movements, and Olympic weightlifting. Also on our website, we have courses available for coaches and general fitness enthusiasts where you can earn CEC points with AusActive and become a certified coach in weightlifting or in kettlebells. 30 seconds to go. $20. Let's go. Let's set up this kettlebell. This is our last set. So if you've got heavier kettlebells and you felt like upping the weight for this set, now's the time to do so. 5 seconds. Okay, stepping back with the left. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Swap legs. 1, 2, 3. Remember, keep the knee in line with the toes. 4, 5, 6. Drive off that front leg. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, hit my timer, mark my sets, and we got 2 minutes rest before we hit the next 2 movements. Next 2 movements we're going to do is a single leg deadlift and a hip aeroplane. So in these two we're focusing on strength and mobility. Strength being hit with the single leg deadlift and the mobility work being hit with the hip aeroplane. So mobility and stability, I guess you could say. Two minutes sometimes seems like a long time, sometimes doesn't seem long enough. But it's very important that we stick to the required rest periods to allow you to be able to hit the next amount of prescribed reps and sets with good form. As with everything, guys, make sure you maintain good form before progressing through the movements or through the weights. If you need to reduce the weight or reduce the amount of reps to ensure that you perform each of them with good form, then I would recommend doing so before increasing the weight or the difficulty of the movement. Single leg deadlifts, I might use a 16 kilo for this one. If you only have one kettlebell, that's totally fine. You will still get an amazing workout by just using one. Just make sure you focus on good form. As I say, that is a massive focus for all of our training programs. Form before anything. Form first, then strength. 10 seconds. Okay, so single leg kettlebell deadlift. We're going to use, what are we going to use, John Quinn? We're going to use, let's see, it's been a while. All right. Rightio, time to go. Single leg deadlift. Now, we're going to use same arm, same leg for this single arm deadlift. Single leg deadlift, I should say. So standing tall with your kettlebell, get yourself some space. You're going to hold the kettlebell in front of you with a nice straight arm. You're going to lean slightly so that all of your weight is on this working leg. Slight bend in the working leg. Keep the back straight. We're just going to lean forward as far as we can balance, and then back to standing. Forward and back to standing. Okay? Should feel your hamstrings working here. If not, you might have a little bit too much bend in the front leg. Okay, it's just a slight bend, pushing the hips and leg back, making sure to stay balanced. Squeeze the floor with your toes to stay balanced as well. 3 more, 8. Try not reach for the ground. Try and maintain tension in the back. 9, 1 more. 10. Okay, swap sides. Now you may question why I've got one hand on my stomach. That's a mind-body connect for me. That's to make sure I'm not twisting my hips out. Okay, so that's to confirm to myself that my hips are staying nice and stable and I'm not rotating out. 2, 3, 4. You got to work hard to balance. Remember, keep that back nice and straight. Push the hips back to really feel it in the hamstrings. And only work within ranges that are accessible to you or that you feel comfortable in moving into. 2 more. And rest. Okay, I should have stood up tall with that one, but I felt a little bit unstable, so I decided to drop it. Okay, so hit the timer. No, we're not going to hit the timer. Okay, so we're going to move straight into our hip airplanes. Now, I did pause the video just so I could go out and get a little pole. If you guys have a broom handle or anything similar, that will be fine. Now, you can do these without something to hold on to, but I find it's best for balance, especially at the beginning. We're working stability through the hips to have something to hold on to. Now, you can place your hands on the wall. That's fine, but just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to hold this pole. So again, a nice slight bend in the front leg, going to stay balanced. Put one hand on the hip, and you're going to drop that hip to the ground and then rotate out. Open it up as much as you can and come back. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll swap sides. Okay, slight bend in the front leg, raise the back, the other leg to the back, and then rotate down, and then open up the hips. 1, got to work hard to stay balanced. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Awesome. All right, now we're going to set our timer. The hip airplane, that one that we just did, is a lot easier to keep yourself balanced if you've got 2 hands on something. So move yourself over to a wall, place your 2 hands on the wall, and then begin the movement. Or if you've got a squat rack, you can hold on to a barbell, or alternatively, if you have something like a stall bar, you can hold on to that. But I do acknowledge that this program is designed for minimalist training. So people who've only got one item, so one kettlebell or a dumbbell. If you have a dumbbell, you can do the same thing with this program. But you don't need a fancy home gym. You don't need squat racks and stall bars and all the rest of that to get the benefits out of this program. Right, halfway through our rest. That's set 1. We've got 3 to go. Grab yourselves a drink, catch your breath back. The single leg deadlift and the hip aeroplane, both challenging our balance there. So working very hard through the hips to remain stable, but over time you will see some fantastic results and you will see some really good stability gains through the hips. 40 seconds. Don't forget, head over to the Instagram page, check out all of our training guidelines on our website, and shoot us a DM or a message whenever you feel like you've got a question. Right, we got 10 seconds. Same again, so remember, same arm, same leg. Kettlebell starts between the leg, stay nice and square. I'm gonna lean onto that leg, slight bend, keep the back nice and straight. Let's go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, work within ranges that are accessible to you and that feels safe and comfortable. 1 more. Good. Swap legs. 1, keeping the hips nice and square. 2, good. Focusing on not allowing the hips to twist up towards the sky. We want to try and keep them as stable as possible. There's 5, 6, 7, 1 more, 8. That's it. Move nice and slow and controlled. Okay, put that one back down on the ground. And we're going to do our hip airplanes. This one I'm going to do without the stick. It's called a hip airplane because I'm going to mimic that of an airplane, and I'm going to put my arms out to the side like wings. Okay, so drop the hip down. 1, open up. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more. That's it. Nice and slow and controlled. If you have an issue with balance on these, make sure you use a wall. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Set my timer for 2 minutes. Mark that off on my sets. Good. Good work. Hope you guys are sweating like I am already. Let me know in the comments below if you find this helpful, if you find it useful. I'm really keen to see some results from you guys over the next few months. So stay consistent. Don't give up. The longer you are consistent, the better the results you will have. And you only really ever lose when you quit. So don't quit. That's a little JQ philosophy there. Yeah, I'm too stubborn to quit, so I really want that for you guys too. It's more of it's a long-term change, right? To stay healthy and be healthy and remain healthy. It's something that we have to work on all the time. Quite often it's something we take for granted and we forget that we have to work on it. But just know that that's okay, because everybody goes through those moments, everybody goes through those times, but what's important is that you keep getting back up and you keep fighting, you keep going. So, you know, by staying consistent, it'll mean you don't have to work as hard if you ever fall off the wagon again. So stay on the wagon, don't get off the wagon. Much easier. All right, what do we got? 30 seconds. Set number 3. If you're feeling comfortable, you can up your weight here, but just understand there is no need to do so. There is no pressure to do so. You can still get a phenomenal workout by using the one weight. So if you've got one weight, make sure that you can use it for all of the movements we're about to do. All right, let's go next set. Standing tall, same leg, same arm. Let's go. Push back, slight bend in the front leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really focus on grabbing the floor with your toes. 5, 6, and that'll help you create a nice stable base. 7, 8. Swapping sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. 8. Awesome. Put that down and straight into our hip airplanes again. Extend one leg back, drop the hip, and then open them up. 1. Whoop, bit wobbly on that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more. 6. Awesome. These are starting to get a little bit tough now. I can hear some of you telling me these were tough from the beginning. 2, 3, you'll thank me. 4, 5, one more. 6. Awesome. Set that timer. 2 minutes. Let's go. Okay, one more. Feeling limber. Definitely feeling nice and warm, that's for sure. Last set on these, fantastic. Then we're on to some lat work and some chest work. Fantastic. We're going to do some kettlebell pullovers, targeting the lats, and then we're going to do some diamond push-ups, targeting the chest. If you've completed day 1 and you're now on day 2, I hope you've given yourself at least 1 day's rest between the 2 days. Definitely take a rest day because you might be pretty sore after day 1. "30 seconds, 30 more seconds rest." So grab a drink, catch your breath back, and let's get ready for our last set of kettlebell deadlifts using a single leg and the hip airplane, focusing on hip mobility and stability. Man, I am sweating. All right, 10 seconds, let's go. Remember, maintain tension through the back. Keep the back nice and straight. Do not reach for the floor. The aim is not to get the kettlebell to the floor. The aim is to push the hips back and feel a little bit of tension through the hamstrings. I think that's 5, 6, 7, one more. 8. As always, guys, work within ranges that are safe and accessible for you. 1, 2, 3. You want to keep the weight in line with your foot as well. 4. You don't want to push it out in front of you too far. 5. Just a nice vertical arm. 6. 7, one more, and 8. Nice. Okay, set that timer on for 2 minutes. Mark my set. Oh, that's blue. That's not acceptable. Okay, now if you've printed out your PDF form, program, I should say, now's a good time to record your weights. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 weeks worth of spaces for you to be able to write and record your weights. So that'll make it a bit easier for you to track your progress as well if you are progressing through various weights of kettlebells. All right, now for the kettlebell pullover, arms are going to be going behind our head. We're going to be holding onto the kettlebell. There's a few different ways you can hold onto it, but we want to make sure that our lower back stays flat to the floor. Okay, we don't want to see an arched lower back. That'll put a little bit of excessive strain on the lower back. So we want to squeeze the abs to eliminate that and keep that lower back pressed flat to the floor. Okay, I'm going to use a 12 kilo kettlebell for this one.
Righto, so form for this is one hand under the other, nice straight arms as you pull the kettlebell towards the center of your chest. When you get to this point, just relax the wrist slightly so that you don't put excessive strain through the wrist or the forearm, and it should be nice and comfortable here. Making sure you keep straight arms through every rep and strong lat activation. So let's go for our second rep. And 3, 4, 5, making sure the lower back stays flat to the floor. 6, 7, one more rep. 8, and rest.
Form for that one is I've got one hand on top of the other and both hands then under the kettlebell. Okay, so we're going for a diamond push-up now. So hands in the form of a diamond or a triangle, nice and close, but they can be, you know, not fingers touching and just be a little bit apart, but facing inwards. And we're going to lower ourselves right down to our fingers and we're going to perform 15 reps. Yes, we are. Keep the elbows tucked by your side. Awesome, set the timer. Now, if you can't get all the way down to the ground and back up with the diamond push-up, that is perfectly fine. All I want you guys to do is, again, as I keep saying, work within ranges that are accessible to you. So that might look a little bit like this, okay? Just to there, that's fine. Just make sure, squeeze your shoulder blades together as you start to descend, hit your max range, and then push back up to the top. Okay, so there's one. This one is a nice little workout for the triceps, the chest, and the lats for this superset. Especially the push-ups, diamond push-ups are very, very good for the triceps. We've got 2 minutes rest. What do we got left? 1 minute. 1 minute to go. Okay. Grab yourself a drink. Catch your breath back. And get ready to go again. "30 seconds. Okay, so setting that kettlebell up behind where you aim your head to be. Got 20 seconds, I'm gonna set myself up. So I'm gonna sit on the floor, keeping note of where the kettlebell is. 10 seconds, so lying down on the floor, reach for the kettlebell and then move your body away from the kettlebell so you've got a nice straight arms, okay, and then heels next to your bum. Push the arms out, squeeze the lats, and pull that kettlebell over to the center of your chest.
So there's 2, 3, 4, keep those arms nice and long, 5, 6, good strong lat activation, let's go, 7, and 8, rest.
Awesome. All right, now we're going to hit our diamond push-ups, 15 reps. You can do these on your knees as well if you want, just remembering that when you do them on your knees, you want your wrists in front of the shoulders. And when you do them on your toes, in the full plank position, you want your wrists directly beneath your shoulders. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, let's go, 15, awesome. Good work, they're hard, they're not easy. All right, set your timer and let's mark that set off on the board or on your piece of paper. We've got 2 minutes rest. I'm gonna put my little pole away. All right, getting a good workout here, guys. It's really weird talking to nobody, you know that? On a video. If I sound weird talking to nobody, let me know. Put it in the comments below. I appreciate a good laugh. You can also do these pullovers with a plate. So if you've got, you know, a 5 kilo plate, 2.5 kilo plate, or any weights above that or below that, you can hold the plate in your hand and do the pullovers with the plate as well. Just use whatever equipment is available to you. You may have just the one kettlebell, which is what this program is designed for. Perfect. What do we got? 45 seconds. Last set. Okay, kettlebell's all nice and set up. I'll get myself ready. Last set of pullovers and diamond push-ups. "20 seconds. So bring those heels nice and close to your bum. Got 10 seconds.
Grabbing that kettlebell, either push it behind you or shuffle your body away from the kettlebell to make sure the arms are nice and straight before you commence your first rep. Heels nice and close to your bum, and let's go for 1, 2, remember keep the lower back flat to the floor, 3, 4, relaxing the wrists at the top, 6, 7, and final one makes 8, and rest.
I'm gonna move up into our diamond push-ups. Let's go straight away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lock the elbows out at the top. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Awesome, good work. 2-minute rest before we move on to our kettlebell press and our single arm swing. First up though is the kettlebell press. So for the kettlebell press, we're going to be moving the kettlebell from the ground to our front rack position, and then from there, without any dynamic form of movement, so no dip, no drive, we're just going to be taking a deep breath, pressing the kettlebell overhead, nice full lock out of the arm, controlling the kettlebell back down to that front rack position. And we're going to do 8 reps on each arm before moving on to the other arm. Going to get a good full 2 minutes rest on this one, because the pullovers and diamond push-ups, they make you work, they get you. Okay, now to get the kettlebell from the ground into the front rack position, you can do one of two things. You can swing it up using traditional kettlebell swing form, or you can pick it straight up from between your legs, catch it underneath, and then physically place it into the front rack position. I will do both to show you guys the difference. So we've got 20 seconds left, and if I was to do the second form that I was talking about, keep the kettlebell central between your feet, push the hips back, bend the knees to lower yourself to the kettlebell, and then we're going to stand up, pull the kettlebell, grab a hand underneath, and then physically push it into that front rack position. So your front rack position, the knuckles should be relatively close or underneath the chin, with the forearm nice and close to your side. Okay, I don't actually have to physically put a lot of grip strength into holding this kettlebell. It'll sit nicely in the crease of that arm. All right, so we're going to go for 8 reps each side. Take a deep breath and then push the kettlebell overhead. 1, breathe out at the top, breathe out on the way down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, full lock out at the top, 8. Okay, swap arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it back down to chest, spare arm underneath, control it back down, place it on the floor. We've got 2 minutes rest. There's 1. Okay, now your form for your kettlebell press. If you want a more detailed version of what I'm about to tell you, make sure you subscribe and head over to our channel. We have a kettlebell playlist that's got all the movements that we're covering in this program, with more detailed explanations on how to perform the movements. So go check that out once this video is finished. But one of the things you want to focus on is keeping the forearm close to the chest and keeping the knuckles under the chin. Then from there, as we take a deep breath, when we initiate the press, we want to focus on bringing the knuckle in line with the eyes or the nose. And then once the wrist is above the head, we can rotate out and press that kettlebell overhead, ensuring that the palm then faces forward. And then to comfortably bring it back to the chest, we want to pull the elbow down, start to rotate the kettlebell, and then focus on planting the forearm back on the chest, back on the torso. And then from there, that kettlebell will sit nicely in this crease between the bicep and the forearm. That's probably the most comfortable way to perform the movement. Quite often you would see people in the rack position with the kettlebell out here, which puts a lot of strain on the shoulder. You physically have to maintain a strong grip on the kettlebell. So if you're talking like kettlebell sport, Girevoy, where they move the kettlebell for hundreds of reps or over 100 reps in and out of the clean and jerk, you want to make sure that you're creating as little fatigue as possible, as little unnecessary fatigue as possible. All right, second form is going to be the traditional kettlebell swing. So I'm going to grab it with one arm, pull the kettlebell towards myself, knuckle under, thumb under, knuckles up, and then we're going to catch in that front rack position. All right, let's go. 8 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Swap sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to chest, spare arm underneath, and control it to the floor. 2 minutes rest. All right, we're halfway through those. We've got 2 sets to go. As with everything else, if you felt like increasing your weight, now that we've done 1 or 2 sets to warm up, now would be a good time to start increasing the weight for the last 2 sets. But as mentioned earlier, if you just have 1 kettlebell, that's fine. We can get enough of a decent workout with just the 1. Sweating. All right, hopefully you guys are doing a bit of sweating right now as well. One minute to go. I'm not going to rush this. I'm going to make sure that I get my full 2 minutes rest to make sure that I can comfortably and safely hit the next set with good form. I want to maintain good form, and so should you guys. "30 seconds, and then we're on we got 2 sets left, so this will be our 3rd set. This is why I mark them off on the board, because otherwise I will forget where I'm at. Hopefully this video makes it a bit easier for you guys. You can just follow along with what I'm doing, and as long as I don't mess up the sets, you guys will be fine. All right, let's go. Swing that up into the rack position. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Swap arms. You can swing it into the next arm if you wish, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. 8. Okay, set that timer again. That's set number 3. Got 1 more set on the kettlebell press. Now, as mentioned earlier in this video, maybe in day 1 of the kettlebell program run through, I did mention that this program can be tailored to whatever your goals are, if it's just regular strength and conditioning, or if it's muscle gain, or if it's fat loss, depending on your calorie intake, and that will decide on the results from this program. So if you're in a deficit of about 450 calories a day, I should see you lose about half a kilo a week, as long as you are nice and consistent. Muscle gain, you want to be having a surplus of 450 to 500 calories a day. But it is really all about consistency. You need to maintain consistency in your nutrition and your training to make sure you get the desired results long term. 1 minute to go. And then we're on our last set. 8 reps each arm. Set number 4. I love this little workout. You know, this good solid 3-day strength and conditioning program. The full program that's available online also has 14 additional HIIT style workouts. If you really want to accelerate some fat loss or really want to accelerate your strength and conditioning, then I highly recommend hitting one of those on your alternate days. So you could go the strength and conditioning component on day 1, you could do one of the HIIT workouts on day 2, then you could perform the day 2 program on your 3rd day of training, followed by a rest day, and then day 3 of the strength and conditioning program before hitting another conditioning piece on your 5th day. All right, let's go. Let's throw this one up to here and manually force it into rack position. 1, 2, 3, 4, knuckles under the chin. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, swap arms. Place your non-working arm, 1, out to the side on your chest, 2, wherever you need to, 3, to remain balanced, 4, 5, I'm pretty comfortable with it here, 6, 7, but for heavier weights, I might have it out to the side. And rest. Okay, 2 minutes on the clock before we get into our single arm swings. So for our single arm swings, we've got 20 reps. I'm going to break that up and I'm going to do 10 on each arm. Now, the form for your kettlebell swing using a single arm, as the kettlebell passes through your legs, you want to rotate your hand so your thumb faces under. And then as it swings back towards the front, you want to rotate so the knuckles are facing up. So thumb under, knuckles up. What this does is it sets you up nicely for a clean and jerk, or a clean, or a snatch. So when we perform one of those dynamic movements, we want to be able to rotate the kettlebell and the arm into that front rack position. So if we get used to that motion from a single arm swing, then when it comes to performing a snatch or a clean and jerk, we'll already be halfway there, and all we need to do is either pull the arm to us and continue that rotation, or pull the arm overhead and continue that rotation, followed by a pull and a punch. Okay, so 1 minute to go, and we'll get into our single arm swings. I'm going to use a dynamic start for this one. Actually, I'll show you guys the basic form for starting that first. We'll go for the simpler version, and then if you guys feel comfortable, we can do the dynamic version afterwards. Remember, we got 30 seconds. Grab myself another little drink. So 20 reps in total, 10 reps each arm, and we've got 3 sets. Right, so kettlebell in between the feet, nice and central. Push the hips back, bend the legs to lower yourself to the kettlebell, and then standing tall. I'm going to place the kettlebell on my leg, and then I'm going to push it off my leg like this. And as I do so, I'm going to move it towards the middle, face the thumb under, and get ready to start my swing. So push it away, thumb under, knuckles up, squeeze the glutes, thrust the hips forward to propel that kettlebell forward. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I'm going to swap arms. 1, 2, thumb under, knuckles up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and place the bell on the ground. Now we've got 1 minute rest here. Again, perfect time to increase the weight if you have heavier kettlebells. If you do not, that's fine. Let's get ready to go for round 2 with the same kettlebell. This one will get the heart rate up. That's what we want towards the end of our program. 30 seconds to go. Following this, we've got some ab work to do. But right now, this is where the work is going to be done. 20 seconds. Now I'll go through the dynamic form for initiating the swing with a single arm. 10 seconds to go. So placing one arm on the kettlebell while it's in front of you. Okay, nice solid base, straighten the back. I'm going to pull the kettlebell towards myself, thrust the hips forward by squeezing the glutes, and initiate that swing. 4, thumb under, knuckles up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Swap arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Place that down. 1 more minute. That's 2 sets done. Okay, 1 more minute, then we've got our last set of these single arm kettlebell swings. Fantastic. You guys can let me know which form of swinging the kettlebell you prefer, whether you prefer the dynamic start or whether you prefer the more simpler version of standing tall and starting by pushing the kettlebell off your leg. Let me know which one you prefer. 10 seconds to go. I'm going for another dynamic start here, so legs nice and wide. Strong grip on the kettlebell and thumb under. Squeeze the glutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Swap arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Squeeze those glutes. 10. Awesome. All right, 1 minute rest, and then we're going to get into our ab work. So for our ab work, we're going to be doing a superset of dead bugs, and a plank. Okay. Now we can do the plank on our elbows, or we can do the plank with straight arm. I will demonstrate both so you can see how both of them are supposed to look, but the main focus for both of them is to have a posterior pelvic tilt to prevent the lower back from arching. So we want the lower back to remain nice and flat as we can, particularly in the lower part of the back and the shoulder blades. We don't want to be sunken down into the shoulder blades. We want to have a nice strong protraction of the shoulder blades. So this is a retraction, this is a protraction. We want to hold that position with a posterior pelvic tilt to avoid any arching of the lower back. So we're going for 20 dead bugs, lying flat on your back. Have your shoulders off the ground slightly so that you can squeeze your abs and keep the lower back pressed flat. Now extend one arm and the opposite leg, bring it back, swap legs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, straight into our plank. We'll do an elbow plank first. I'll take my watch off so I've got something to time it with. 30 seconds starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, squeeze the glutes. Maintain that posterior pelvic tilt. Shoulders directly above the elbows. And a nice strong protraction of the shoulder blades. So we're not sinking down into the arms. We're pushing away, fighting against gravity. Abs should be on fire right about now. But maintain that posterior pelvic tilt for maximum ab engagement and to protect that lower back. Okay, rest. We have got 1 minute worth of rest. Oh, so I've set my timer. We did that. We did 1 round there. We got 4 sets of these. Awesome. All right. So I hope you found that form of plank to be quite beneficial, to be quite safe for the back. Quite often you'll see the plank performed incorrectly and the lower back or the hips will be dropped and the lower back will be rounded. Avoid that as best you can, and for max ab engagement, initiate posterior pelvic tilt. So focus on tilting the hips up towards the belly button and squeezing the ribs down towards the belly button for maximum ab engagement. All right, let's go for round 2. Dead bugs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Keep the shoulders off the ground. 18, 19, 20. Good. All right. Quite like them dead bugs. Time for another plank. I'm going to do this one with straight arms. Okay. So wrists directly beneath the shoulders. Squeeze the glutes for posterior pelvic tilt and tuck the ribs down. Let's go. 30 seconds starting now. Feet should be together. Push away from the floor. Don't sink down into the arms. Maintain a strong scapular protraction. Pushing up towards the roof. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome. Minute is on. Great work, we're nearly there. Stay strong, stay with me. Don't skip this final stage. Very important to keep the abs strong. You know, kettlebell work itself will increase strength through the midline, without a doubt. There's a lot of bracing involved, but it's always nice to complement a program with a little bit of focused ab work. So don't skip it. It's very easy to skip this part of the workout. I used to do it all the time when I first started training. You're like, I'll do it tomorrow. And then you never do it. So do it. It's a follow along. So stay with me. We're nearly there. Let's go. 20 more dead bugs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Awesome.
Okay, back into our plank. I'm going back to an elbow plank. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Remember, elbows directly below the shoulders. Posterior pelvic tilt, so squeeze those glutes. Keep the hips nice and strong. Don't let them drop towards the floor. And a nice scapular protraction. 5 seconds. 2, 1, rest. Awesome. Can really feel the abs working now. One more set to go. You can do it. Let's go. We're nearly there. "30 seconds. Then we are on to our last set. I'm going to set myself up for dead bugs. Let's go. Remember, keep the shoulders off the ground, engage the abs, and keep that lower back pressed flat to the floor. Particularly as you move the legs and swap legs each time. All right, let's go. Shoulders off the ground, abs turned on, lower back pressed flat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I did a few extra there, that's my bad.
All right, straight arm plank, here we go. 3, 2, 1, clock on. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! Good work, guys. Thank you for joining me on day 2 of the Kettlebell and Bodyweight training program. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit us a like and a subscribe, follow the page, and stay up to date with all the latest videos that we'll be posting about training. If you wanted to become a certified coach in either weightlifting or kettlebell instruction, then head over to our website, tsftraining.com.au. Check out the list of courses that we have, online courses that you can do in your own time. And also check out the list of available ebooks for purchase, specifically focused on Olympic weightlifting, bodyweight movements like the ring muscle up, and soon to be released kettlebell instruction. So anyway, again, I hope you really enjoyed this. Hope you're getting a fantastic workout. Stay tuned for day 3. And as always, stay strong, stay fit, and stay consistent.